Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, 3 more days until we find out what the CDC is going to do. Three more days. The weekend, great. Well, in the meantime, some government officials are not waiting. They're trying to make it easier for some places to survive. So one of the big things for Alaska, for anyone who wants to cruise, and basically any cruise ship sailing out of the U.S. ports, is when they cruise, they have to go to at least one foreign port. They can't just sail in the United States. So they can't go from Seattle to Alaska and back to Seattle. They have to stop back in Vancouver or Victoria, BC in Canada because of the Jones Act. So one governor, Don Young, is out there and he's saying that he wants to do a temporary suspension of the Jones Act. Not permanent, just temporary until things get back to normal. So that in case Canada still restricts cruise ships from their ports, we can still cruise in the United States, he's saying, to our Alaska ports and save our Alaskan businesses. Because like I said before, Skagway alone, 95% lost income. They say if it happens again this year, Skagway may completely cease to exist as a town in Alaska. And that's just not the way we want to go. So they're trying to eliminate the Jones Act. Now think of how much easier that would be for cruises to nowhere for the cruise ships as well. You could sail out for 7 days when they open up. All these things could be easy. You could do an East Coast or a West Coast cruise. You could cruise, it just makes it easier for the cruise lines. And especially the Alaskan market. So they're trying to change that. It looks like they may be able to do it. Of course, right now with the election, everything's up in the air and all things are going on. So it's going to take a while. But he's trying to lay the groundwork so this can all happen before the cruise ship season for Alaska starts next year, if this situation's going. And I also want to clear things up. A lot of people say, well, Don, why don't you talk about how Canada still has cruise ships restrictions? Oh, yeah. When I'm talking about USA, I kind of take USA, Canada is together. We're pretty intricate together. I consider it more North America when I'm talking about these cruise ship ports being closed. Absolutely. Especially, and a lot of them don't necessarily want to be closed, but it's the governments that are keeping them closed in Nova Scotia, in British Columbia. And we just had a new election in British Columbia, so we have a party that looks like it's ruling the majority now out in BC. So we'll see what happens when they start talking about cruise ships, as with the changeover in governments down there. But absolutely, yeah, British Columbia and Nova Scotia, Newfoundland, Prince Edward Island, Quebec, they all need to be open for their industry to survive. Towns and cruise ports areas are losing millions upon millions upon millions of dollars and thousands upon thousands of jobs. And so when I'm saying a cruise, the cruise industry and the cruise ports sailing, if the CDC lifts their no sail order, you can pretty much guarantee Canada will toe the line and follow suit very, very near future, more than likely. Now, they shut down their ports until near the end of the year, but that's because they only had the Alaskan season, and the Alaskan season was going off. There's not very, very little cruise ship activity besides Alaska and the fall cruises that would be over by now as well. So very short season for the East Coast and the British Columbia coast as far as normal things are concerned. However, they do not want to miss out on that Alaska area and the fall cruises next year. So they are probably if they won't open up, that Jones Act needs to be set aside for a little while, so at least people in the United States could sail. Now, where they're going to sail, Alaska is great. You can go there, but as far as East Coast is concerned, it would have to be from Florida coast up until Maine, kind of an area. You wouldn't be able to get up into the fall season to see the leaves and everything up in Quebec City and Nova Scotia and some of the beautiful scenery that's up there. And that would be a shame to lose. Can you imagine losing a second season in the cruising industry? It will devastate the entire travel industry around the world, not just United States, around the world. And so I don't want to see that happen. So good on Don Young. Glad he's putting this forward. And in reality, it should not be a big deal to do a temporary suspension. Put it in for 60 days. That's it, 60 days. You can renew it just like the CDC has renewed the no sale order month after month after month. They could do it for this as well, just because of the special situation that's going on globally right now. So it's just a ponderance. I really hope that doesn't happen to Alaska, because it would be a shame to lose, Ketchikan, a shame to lose Skagway, and there is a very high possibility they would absolutely lose those complete towns to the point where there'd be less than 100 people living there, because there's just no money, no jobs, no industry. 95% income gone because of no cruise ships. Not the scenario anyone wants to see in their job place. No matter where you live in the world. Imagine living in Houston, Texas, and they just suddenly said, okay, no one is allowed to go in or out of your area, and you're going to lose 95% of your jobs. It's the same thing, Alaska. That's how they feel right now. They feel like they're isolated from the rest of the United States, and they just want to survive at least through next season. Well, I hope you appreciate this video. Let me know, do you think it's a good idea for them to eliminate that Jones Act, at least temporarily, while this is going on? I really don't see a whole lot of downside to it. Like I said, they can put it a short term and then just renew it if they have to, or they can just let it expire if it no longer becomes necessary. It's just should be a very simple thing, you would think. Well, again, 3 days to go. Hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world, hit that subscribe button. Till next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.